Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Deep in the heart of the Whispering Woods lived a curious girl named Elowen. She loved to wander where the moss was soft and the flowers danced in the breeze. One sunny morning, Elowen followed a butterfly further into the trees than she had ever gone before. There, in a sunny clearing, she spotted a cozy little cottage with a bright red door and smoke curling from the chimney. Inside that cottage lived 3 bears, a large bear named Bjorn, a medium bear named Silka, and a tiny bear named Pippin. That morning, their breakfast porridge was far too hot to eat. "Let us take a stroll while it cools," Bjorn suggested with a deep, rumbling voice. Pippin grabbed his favorite walking stick, ready for an adventure in the woods. Silka followed them out, closing the door gently behind her. She loved the smell of the morning pines and the way the dew sparkled on the ferns. The 3 bears wandered down a winding path, leaving their breakfast sitting on the kitchen table to reach the perfect temperature. Elowen knocked on the door, but no one answered. Since it wasn't locked, she stepped inside. On the table, she saw 3 steaming bowls of porridge. She was very hungry. She tried the largest bowl, but it was too hot. She tried the middle-sized bowl, but it was too cold. Finally, she tried the smallest bowl. "This is just right," she whispered, and she ate it all up. After eating, Elowen felt tired. She saw 3 chairs in the living room. She sat in the largest chair, but it was much too hard. She sat in the middle-sized chair, but it was much too soft. Then she sat in the tiny chair. "This is just right," she chirped. But suddenly, crack! The little chair broke into pieces, and Elowen tumbled onto the floor. Elowen climbed the stairs to find a place to rest. She found 3 beds. The first bed was too hard, like a rock. The second bed was too soft, like a marshmallow. But the third bed, the smallest one, felt perfect. Elowen pulled the quilt up to her chin, closed her eyes, and fell fast asleep. A little while later, the 3 bears returned from their walk. They were very hungry for their breakfast. Bjorn looked at his bowl and growled, "Someone has been eating my porridge." Silka looked at her bowl and gasped, "Someone has been eating my porridge too." They looked at the table in confusion. Pippin looked at his bowl and started to cry. "Someone has been eating my porridge and they ate it all up." Then he looked over at his favorite spot in the corner. "And someone has been sitting in my chair and they broke it all to bits." He held up a broken wooden leg from his tiny chair. The bears went upstairs to see if the intruder was still there. Silka looked at her bed and said, "Someone has been sleeping in my bed." Pippin ran to his bed and pointed a tiny paw. "Someone has been sleeping in my bed, and look, there she is." He jumped up and down in excitement. The noise woke Elowen up. She opened her eyes and saw Bjorn standing by the door. "Oh my!" she cried. She jumped out of the bed, sprinted past the big bear, and leaped right out the open window. She ran as fast as her legs could carry her, all the way back to her own home. And she never, ever wandered into unknown cottages again.
Hey friends! Wait! More exciting episodes are on the way. But before that, don't forget to hit that like, share with all your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any of our interesting